Yo, what's up guys? Bringing you another Destiny video here today, and this one's gonna be about the hunters. And so you're thinking, why are you making a video about hunters, man? You don't play a hunter. Well, I found something pretty interesting, alright? There's a hidden perk on this exotic that a lot of you probably didn't even know this exotic existed, because it came out during the House of Wolves, and most people were like, yeah, that exotic's trash. No one cares about it, and it was forgotten. I know I did, because I found mine in my vault with absolutely no experience on it. I basically collected it and then threw it in the trash. But I recently was messing around with it as I was doing some quests for the Blade Dancer in the Crucible. So, what exactly is this exotic? This is Khepri's Sting. Let's look at it. It's got these perks, which we don't really care about, and then it also has a perk called Touch of Venom. What this perk does is you gain invisibility after crouching in place for a short time. Melee attacking an enemy from behind while invisible deals 4 times damage. So basically, this exotic grants the Stalker perk as well as the Backstab perk from the Blade Dancer subclass trees. But it grants it to any hunter subclass. That means you can be playing Gunslinger or Night Stalker, you will also gain these perks. But why is this perk called Touch of Venom? That's something that doesn't really make sense. This exotic has a hidden perk that is not written on the description of the exotic perk. What it does is that this exotic applies a poison damage over time to all melee attacks when invisible. You do not have to attack from behind to proc the Touch of Venom poison. And now, in this clip, I'm just going to simply prove that this does actually exist and it works in-game. So you can see me going invisible, and I'm going to run up, I'm going to melee attack this guy, and you can see the poison debuff clearly on him, and he dies from it. And you know that it was poison because you can see the little burn mark in the bottom left with the kill feed, knowing that he did indeed die to poison. And now you probably have a bunch of questions like, how much damage does this actually do? Can you one-shot somebody with this? And this clip should explain some of that. I attacked a full HP target. I did not do any other damage to him except the melee attack plus the poison, and he lives through it. Okay, so we know it's not a one-shot kill. So let's actually crunch some numbers and count how much poison damage this actually does. What we're going to do is we're going to watch this again in slow motion, and we're going to count the ticks of poison. And to do that, there's going to be a little red marker that's going to flash every time we deal poison damage to him. So we're going to count those, and then we're going to multiply it by the poison damage, and that will also give us the total damage as well as the amount of time he was poisoned, since ticks occur at intervals of 0.5 seconds. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and done. So we have 17 total ticks of poison. So what does this mean? If we divide 17 by 2, that means we can get the total amount of time in seconds that the poison lasted on our target to get, and that's 8.5. And then if we multiply 17 by 4, that'll give us the total damage, which is 68. So this exotic will deal 68 poison damage over 8.5 seconds to a target. So if we take the 68 damage and add the 122 from our original melee attack, that gives us a grand total of 190 damage. And if you know anything about Crucible, Guardians should have round about 190 to 200 hit points based on your armor, which means I think this technically could one-shot someone with absolute minimum armor, but those people are few and far between in the Crucible. Okay, so let's compare this to Viking Funeral, which is another hot topic of DoT right now in the Crucible. So if we look at this clip of Viking Funeral's damage, we can count the tick marks just like we did with the other, 'Khepri Sting poison. And we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. So we have 11 ticks total, and then if we do the same sort of formulas for our Khepris, we can figure out that 11 times the 7 points of damage a tick is 77 damage, plus an 11 divided by 2 means that it lasts for 5.5 seconds, which means in total, Viking Funeral and Touch of Flame deals 77 damage over 5.5 seconds. And if we add that 77 damage to the 85 damage that Firebolt Grenade deals, we get a grand total of 162. So overall, the Khepri Sting combo dealt 190 damage, while the Firebolt combo deals 162. So this exotic will actually allow you to deal 28 more damage than Firebolt plus Viking Funeral plus Touch of Flame. And it also lasts for 3 seconds longer. The DoT lasts for 8.5 seconds, whereas the Viking Funeral only lasts for 5.5 seconds. I also did some more testing with the other Hunter subclasses rather than just the Blade Dancer. So does this exotic work with the Gunslinger's melee ability Throwing Knife? As you can see in this clip, I go invis, I throw my throwing knife, it deals 122 damage, but does not poison the target. So it does not work with the throwing knife, which is good because if you headshot someone, the poison would actually kill them because the headshot throwing knife deals like 158, I think, and that would kill someone. I also did some testing with the Night Stalker subclass to see if the smoke grenade with Vanish and Smoke that turns you invisible would actually proc Khepri's Sting, or if it's only the invisibility you get from Khepri's Sting from crouching that would trigger the bonus damage. And in this clip you can see I smoke myself, run up to this guy, I attack him from behind, and you can see the 607 damage, which is kind of interesting because that is the amount of damage you get when you attack from behind, but it's not 4 times damage like the perk says. And because, let's see, 122 damage times 4 would be 488. And you're thinking maybe it's 5 times damage, 122 times 5, 610. Your guess is as good as mine. I do think it's interesting that 607 is the same amount of damage that a Striker Titan using Peregrine Greaves activating his shoulder charge mid-air. That's the same damage. Peregrine Greaves deals 607 as well, and so does this exotic, which makes me think maybe 607 is some type of like constant in Bungie's code that they go and get whenever they need a sort of instant kill value, and so Peregrine Greaves and this exotic share that same constant. I don't know. We can reverse engineer Bungie's code base any day, so let's just go ahead and get on with this. And so the final question is this overpowered? And I'm gonna have to say no, because in order to use this exotic, you need to put yourself at risk by going into melee range with your opponents, which means if they have anything like a shotgun, you're just going to die instantly. And also if they have, other teammates around, they're going to be retaliating to this attack. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think this is really strong? Could this be an actual build you could use in the Crucible? Would you want me to experiment with this and possibly make a build video? If you do, just leave me a comment, and I will see you guys later.
Must believe